my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to share with you 7 things that all great salespeople do. Look, my friends, the sales profession is a very challenging one, but it's also one of the most lucrative ones. In fact, for me, I believe it's the most lucrative profession of all. It's also one of the oldest professions, and nothing moves without a sale. Now, before you become a salesperson, you have to understand the psychology of sales and how people actually think and what they want, so that you can effectively sell yourself and the product and service that you believe they need the most. So in this video, I want to share with you 7 ideas that can radically change your life. Look, it doesn't matter if you're a housewife and you're trying to sell your husband or your kids on eating your food. I don't care if you're a salesperson working at a car garage and you're just trying to sell an idea of what it actually means to drive a pickup truck. My friends, it doesn't matter what your profession is. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. These 7 ideas will help you to become a successful salesperson no matter what kind of work you're doing. So listen up. The first tip I want to share with you is to qualify the prospect. You have to decide whether the person you're dealing with is a buyer or a liar. If you're going to sell someone an idea, you have to make sure that they're going to buy into that idea, or if they are going to lie about buying into the idea. When I was a car salesman, I remember I would talk to people and I would realize that some people just wanted to test drive the cars. They weren't really buyers, they were actually liars. Now, I know calling someone a liar might sound like a bad thing, but it's actually true. The person who might come to test your product might not actually be a client, but it doesn't mean you should despair. What it means is that you should prepare. This actually means that you need to start asking questions, which leads us to the second tip. Ask questions. Because if you ask questions, my friend, you're going to get the right answers. You're going to determine whether someone is a buyer or a liar. You're going to determine whether someone is a fake or a phony. And there's 6 types of questions you should ask. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Let's say I'm selling a suit, which I used to do, and I want to know what is the occasion for. If they specifically know what it's for, I'm pretty sure that they know what it's about. They know what they came in for. They know what they want to do. But if someone's just trying on suits and they don't have a purpose and they seem to be fumbling with the answers, then I kind of know what that person is all about. I know that that person just wants to go for a test drive. I know that person is here to just see what they can do in the store that they're shopping at. My friends, I'm not saying that you have to discriminate against your prospects and totally write them off, because sometimes you may not even know if that person is able to buy. That's why you ask more questions. You see, there's all kinds of questions you can put into perspective so that you can qualify your customer correctly. Because if you understand exactly who you're dealing with, you'll know exactly how to lead them through the sale. Now that you qualified the customers and asked a lot of questions, now it's time to make suggestions. Now it's time to get your ideas out there, because now you know you're dealing with someone who's actually serious. Now you can make suggestions to help them make the right decisions. You see, a lot of people don't know what they want until you suggest it to them. In fact, Henry Ford once said that if I asked people what they wanted, they would probably say faster horses. Because a lot of people didn't even know that they wanted a car. They just wanted horses that moved them along the road faster. My friends, you have to understand the importance of suggestion. There's been so many times where I've been in public and someone made a simple suggestion and I said, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. I never thought about that before. And because of their suggestion, I've been able to move into a direction that I had not even planned before. You see, my friend, suggestion has so much power, and if you know how to use it, it will take your customer into the right directions. It will allow them to see things that they never saw before. It will allow them to make decisions in a faster way because they know that you're helping them to do something that they never even thought of before. Let's say you're working at an ice cream shop and someone doesn't know what flavor they should get. Now you ask them, well, what kind of flavors do you like? And they say, well, I like chocolate and vanilla, and they sound like they like everything. Then you say you should probably try the pistachio, or maybe you should try the s'mores. You see, if you give them the right suggestions, they'll consider something different than chocolate or vanilla. They'll be able to go past their boundaries, go past their own expectations, because you've given them a new idea that allows them to go to a new place that they never considered before. So the next time you're in a selling situation, let's say you're with your family and friends and you don't know which restaurant to pick, say something like, oh, we should try Mexican, or we should try Italian. And somebody will hear that and say, you know what? That actually sounds like a good idea. We should do that. and they'll start to follow you as the leader because you made the perfect suggestion. The fourth thing that all great salespeople do is they sell the end results. For instance, if you're a real estate agent, you don't sell the house, you sell the home. You don't sell a place where someone can live, you sell an environment that they can dwell in for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You sell an idea of them living in that area, of their kids going to those schools, of them eating at that restaurant that they eyed up on the way here to get to that house. I remember several years ago I was buying a car, and the salesman was so good. He kept on showing me the end result. He kept on explaining how good the warranty was and how it covered me bumper to bumper, and how I can go from place to place with my wife and enjoy my life. And I saw this vision so much so that I basically said, let's do it. I didn't have to know every single thing about the car, the exact horsepower, the size of the wheel, the length of the car. What really mattered was the end result. What really mattered was the photo that he was painting in my mind that helped me to realize where I had to go at the time. If you sell the end result, people will say to themselves, you know what? I can see myself doing this. Because we think in images. We think in pictures. We think in visions. And if we can imagine ourselves doing it and we can fathom it in our life, then it will be accomplished. And that is exactly how goals are accomplished. A person has a goal, a vision, a plan. Then they accomplish that plan because they can see it happening. And once they go and take the steps, they realize that they're actually getting closer and that their goals will come to fruition as long as they continue to believe in it, as long as they continue to work for it. You see, the power of suggestion can help, but if you can tie it into the end result, it can take you to the conclusion of the sale. The fifth thing that all great salespeople do is they tell stories. Look, my friends, if you want to become a great salesperson, you have to learn how to get into the emotions of other people. And the best way to do this is to tell stories. You see, stories are the emotional transportation device that will allow people to go to a place that they never could have seen before. What I want you to do is to become a better storyteller. Find people that you trust and start to tell stories in a way you never told it before. Once you begin to tell stories, then you'll start to realize that it is actually taking someone in an emotional trance and helping them to make a decision that was much easier if you hadn't told the story. Once you realize how important stories are, you'll start to use them in your everyday language and you'll start to help people make easier decisions. Now, there's a lot of stories you can tell in a selling situation. You could talk about how you started working for the company, or how the product has benefited you, or even some client testimonials of how other people have used the product or service and how it's helped them in their lives. But either way, make sure to tell stories in an interesting way. There's a reason why stories have been around for thousands of years, and it's very simple. It takes you from where you are right now to where the author of that story wants you to go. So use stories and you'll realize how important it will actually benefit you in every single selling situation. Number 6 is to ask for the sale. There's so many salespeople that forget to actually ask for the sale. But it can be very simple. All you need to do is to make sure that the client is convinced that they absolutely need the product and they're willing to purchase it at the price that you're selling it for. You see, once the person realizes that the value exceeds the price point, then they're going to be convinced to buy. They're going to say, this product is worth more than $100 and I need to part ways with my money so I can make my life easier and have this product in my life. Now, once your customer is convinced, you need to ask them to buy. Now, that might sound obvious. You might say, well, Daniel, you know, if someone knows they want to buy, they should just pull out their credit card and swipe. But it's not that easy. You see, a lot of salespeople end up wasting a lot of time that they even talk themselves out of the sale, and the sale is never made. They end up over-talking. They end up over-suggesting. They end up telling too many stories, and now the prospect is turned off. There's so many ways to ask for the sale, probably thousands of them. But the moment you realize how important it is to close a sale, you'll start to realize exactly which sales techniques you need to use in order to persuade your customer to purchase what it is that you're offering. Remember that people often need a push. They need to be told what to do. If they're deciding between option A or B, you need to tell them, I think option A will work for you. And they'll say, you know, that's what I was thinking. I think I'm going to buy it. The moment you start to make a suggestion and ask for that sale is the moment you'll start to make more money as a sales professional. The seventh thing that all great salespeople do is that they follow up. I believe that the fortune is in the follow-up, and the real work begins after the sale is made. You have to realize that after a sale is made, your customer is usually happy. And so you need to do whatever you can to make sure that you can cross-sell them, that you can refer them to someone else, that you can gather testimonials, that you can send them a gift or invite them to a party, or do something that will help you and them as you continue to build a relationship. One of the saddest things that can ever happen is when someone has a perfect selling relationship and they transact, but they never follow through and they never get to know their prospect. They never get to know their client. And the next time the person wants to buy, they don't even consider the original salesperson because that person never followed up. Following up could be so simple, like sending a thank you card or email or even making a phone call. All you need to do is to put your people first and start to do the work. Make a call, send a text, send an email, do something that gets them engaged so they say, you know what? This person actually cares about me. Now, I'm going to tell you, this doesn't only work in a business environment. This works in a family environment. Let's say you celebrate a holiday. You had a great Christmas party. Everyone enjoyed it. And now you follow up with those people in February. You say, you know what we did in December was pretty cool, but you should see what we're doing on Easter. Come around in April and I'll show you. You're invited to the party again. You couldn't believe how many people would be impressed that you remember them. Remember, people don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. And if you show people that you really care by following up, they're gonna say, hey, this person really cares about me. I have a friend that I could depend upon. My friends, I just shared with you 7 things that all great salespeople do. If you like this video, make sure to comment yes in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe to my channel and share this video with anyone else that needs it. Make sure to hit that notification button because I have so much more that I want to share with you. And I want to follow up so that you can become the successful person that you've always wanted to be. Again, this is Daniel Alley. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, every other platform that was ever invented because I'm all out there. My friends, I want to build a relationship with you so that you can become the greatest salesperson you can ever be. See you next time.